I'm going to read you this passage from a book that I won't name because if I do, some might brush it off and say, oh, you shouldn't listen to this guy. Bad man, bad, whatever. See, over the next 20 years is to figure out some creative ways to give back some of what I've gotten. I don't just mean money, although that's part of it. It's easy to be generous when you've got a lot, and anyone who does should be. But what I admire most are people who put themselves directly on the line. I've never been terribly interested in why people give because their motivation is rarely what it seems to be, and it's almost never pure altruism. To me, what matters is the doing, and giving time is far more valuable than just money. In my life, there are two things I've found I'm very good at: overcoming obstacles and motivating good people to do their best work. One of the challenges ahead is how to use those skills as successfully in the service of others as I've done, up to now, on my own behalf. Now, when we look at today's society, we see a lot of people are entitled. A lot of people feel as though they are entitled to, coming to America, getting a better life. But in reality, when we find that meaning in our head, that purpose to come to America, it's not really usually based on the fact that we want to give back to our community. We want to give back to our families. And, sure, half of it is that. Most people, they want to give to their families based on the fact that, they're my family. But on the other hand, in the back of their mind, they want more respect from their family. So if you want more respect from your family, of course you're going to give them money. Of course you're going to, try and spend more time with them. But this is the same with community. And this is the same with society in general. You want to spend more time with society so that you can fix society. But a lot of people that are immigrating to America are not fixing society, are not doing anything to fix society, especially for their country back then, for the country that they were originated from. So my point is, not all people are altruistic. People are not going to be altruistic. There is nobody that is a staple of altruism. When people get money, they have that money for a reason. They were trusted with the responsibility of that money. And when they're trusted, that means they exude some kind of leadership. They exude some kind of skill set. If we don't put this kind of incentive to, develop our skill sets, then what incentive really is there? There is none. There is no incentive to, sure, we might want iPhones for our family, but once we get the iPhones, nobody else is going to be making iPhones. There wouldn't be any chipsets that, NVIDIA makes because, we're fine with farming, feeding our family, and, spending time with each other. Most people are completely fine with that. But the problem is everybody's different. And nobody wants to create community anymore. And the reason community is so crucial is because there needs to be a standard. And when there's not a standard, people just go out of their way and do their own thing all the fucking time. And it's not good. It's not good because we can't ignore the people that are around us. You cannot ignore your neighbor. If you ignore your neighbor, then you're telling your neighbor that they should do the same thing. Our brains work in many fantastical ways. We can influence everybody around us, but all it takes is just one person. It just takes one person to influence society into doing more, into becoming more of a community. As much as we want to, keep playing games all day, smoking weed all day, staying inside, watching Squid Game, yeah, that's cool. But it's not doing anything for the community. So of course, go to your local bar, go to your local, make some friends, do something, have fun. Nobody's having fun anymore, and nobody's having fun with community. See, we all develop our own gratification system that is just for us. Person smokes weed, hits the Zen while smoking the weed, and then while they're hitting the Zen smoking the weed, they might play a certain video game. And that's their system for, gratification. But in reality, the real system for gratification is going out to the community, giving the things that you have in excess of, and, seeing the faces light up. That is what gives true gratification. Now, obviously, it's not like you have to give your whole life, but if you even have the audacity to feel entitled to something, then then yeah, if you feel like you have the audacity to to be entitled to a roof over your head, then yes, you have to be in the community. It doesn't matter. If you're entitled to anything, if you feel as though you're entitled to anything, then yeah. Then somebody has to give you that entitlement. Somebody has to give you that roof over your head that you feel so entitled for. It's not like you're going to do it yourself, are you? Sure, you can do it yourself, but you're going to ask for help. Sure, you can do it yourself, but, then after that, what? What are you going to do? Live on your own? Be a loner? No, you're going to have the audacity to want a girlfriend. And if you want a girlfriend, that girl's going to have friends. That girl's going to have family. And then you're going to have to meet that family. You're going to have to make a good impression on that family. So that's the reason why you need to make a community. You need to have good standards. And we can't feel entitled to the people that have more than us and feel entitled to what they have because they worked for that. That's a certain skill set that we'll never know. We'll never understand until we are in their shoes. Until we are in their shoes, we'll never understand what they have done to get to that certain point in their life. So it's not like, talking bad about them is going to make them feel as though like, oh, I feel bad for these guys. Like, yeah, like I should give them some money. Like, no. Nobody's entitled to free benefits. Nobody's entitled to, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid the way people have grown up nowadays because nobody's entitled to shit. We are all going to be broke if we keep thinking that. And we understand, a lot of people in my generation understand that we need to improve. But a lot of people are also finding out a lot later in their lives than they should be. And so we need more people to grow up. We need more people to understand the importance of community, the importance of giving, even if you don't have things to give. If you have skill sets, if you have knowledge that you might want to share, then go ahead, share it. Ask people what their name is. Ask them how they're doing. If you feel as though you could give advice on something, then yeah, give that person advice. Because that person needs you. There are people that need you who don't even know your name. There are people that need you who don't even know your name. So go out there, find those people that need you, because one day they'll come back and return the favor. And if they don't, somebody else will. And that's why it's important to go ahead and build a community. Whatever you try and do in your life, it is always going to be worthwhile to try and understand one another. And you can't understand one another if you feel entitled to what the other person has, because you will never come to understand what they have done in their entire life to get to that point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My name is Vice Vestra. If you want to join my coaching, personally, I run a little coaching thing where if you're addicted to porn, weed, alcohol, whatever, literally any addiction, food, if you're addicted to food, if you're trying to get jacked, trying to, get somewhere with your workout progress, then yeah, hit me up, click the link, and I'll get you started, and we can work one-to-one every single day. It's every single day. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.